My name is Mary Crock. I'm Professor of Public Law in the Faculty of Law, and I'm the Associate Dean in charge of research. As a public lawyer, I am responsible for teaching the main compulsory subject for advanced students, which is administrative law, but I also teach my specialty subjects in both the undergraduate and postgraduate, which include immigration law, refugee law, and immigration and labour law and things like that. My courses are really all about the relationship between the individual and government, and so administrative law is a very different subject, so there are a number of students who find it quite challenging because it requires a different way of thinking, but equally it's also a course that ultimately attracts people who are quite passionate about public things, whether it be the environment or refugees or indeed labour law. These are all subspecies of public law. Well, I've become a bit of a specialist, I guess, in immigration and refugee law. I've written some of the main texts in that area. I was very fortunate to be one of the first people to become a leading academic in immigration law, and of course refugee law is just in the news all the time at the moment, but I have a particular interest in children and vulnerable refugees, most recently looking at refugees with disabilities. My research has taken me all around the world. With my children's project, I've done work with Harvard University looking particularly at unaccompanied children seeking asylum, and we've done comparative research in England, America and Australia. Sadly, Australia has come out as the worst performer of all of those countries, which saddens me deeply. I've also more recently been working through an AusAid grant looking at refugees with disabilities in displacement. We've been funded to go to 5 different countries. We've been to Malaysia, Indonesia, Pakistan and most recently Uganda, where Ron has a former colleague who went on to become the Vice President of the East African Union. And so we've been very, very fortunate to work very closely, work both with governments in the foreign countries we visited and also with the UN's refugee agency, UNHCR as it's known, the UN's High Commission for Refugees. My students have now gone on to become politicians, people working in public life. I've got former students who are now professors of law. I'm very proud of them. But a lot of them go into practice as well, and so I've kept in contact with a lot of my students over the years.